And they're off, racing on the inner track here. A little bit slow to go was MJK, and also I'm Mabel and Pablo del Pueblo. The Morning Gamble missed the break and is keen early on for this Join Racing TV Now handicap stakes. Ornate, who can front run, is up there in the yellow colours. Also Ramden Rocks in that bright pink jacket from a high draw. The market leader's prominent too. That's Mixed Spirit in the white and green. Is really tanking through the opening furlong. So Ornate and Mixed Spirit lead them towards the home turn. And the final 2 furlongs, they're a length clear from Pablo del Pueblo. Ramden Rocks now chased along. Then MJK in the black from New Bows further back from Autumn Flight, the blue and pink. The back marker, the green cap of I'm Mabel. Inside the 2, Ornate. But looks a sitting duck for Mixed Spirit now on the outside, who's picked it up here for William Carver. And it's Mixed Spirit going on. Pablo del Pueblo, though, is now coming home really well down the outside to pick it up in the brown. And it's Pablo del Pueblo and Jack Mitchell who's now forging ahead inside the final furlong and will land the gamble. Pablo del Pueblo off the layoff for Jack Mitchell and Simon Dow. Second place MJK, good late work. Third was Ornate. And fourth, didn't get home, Mixed Spirit.
Well, Jack Mitchell's got the first winner of the afternoon. Missed the break, but that actually seemed to help you in the end.
Yeah, I didn't want to miss the break. It's just being a bit rusty. I don't really know the horse, to be honest. Obviously, Holly was supposed to ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's one of those, if there's enough gallop on, he can settle and get into a nice rhythm, and you know, we know he stays 6. So when those 2 kicked on in front, I just followed him into the straight. Yeah,
they went quite hard early, which helped. Interested about Razam coming up next, a horse that they've obviously waited with the Roger Varian team, but there's freshness. Will that help him? Will he might need the run?
Obviously, you know, a long time off. He hasn't ran since June, but his work's been good at home. So we're just fingers crossed of a nice run. Bad draw.
Yeah, it doesn't help. But thank you. Well done, Jack.
And they're off. Bit slow to go there. In the whites and maroon was One Cool Dude. Missed the break. Also slightly slow as well in yellow colours, Restrict on debut. One that broke well was Raphael Jake in blue and yellow. Warminster's up there too. Kieran O'Neill on board now in purple. Wider out, the white-faced Constitution is up there as well. To the inside is Annie Gale in the dark blue, racing with Falcon in the two-tone blue. A couple of lengths back to the light blue Inspired Know-How is next. Then comes Daboose in the green sleeves being chased along. Razam's quite far down the pack at this stage. Grey colours is up on the outside of Restrict in the yellow. And then comes Ghost Lights, the white cap from Sant Time of the red, who's towards the back of the field. They turn in with now just over 2.5 to go. In line for home, Raphael Jake leads to Warminster giving chase in second. Then comes on the inside Annie Gale, every chance from Falcon. Razam now picking up towards the outside, but a few horses still to pass as they head down for the final furlong. It's Warminster now who's got to the front from Raphael Jake. Here comes Inspired Know-How, and now Razam is unwinding for Jack Mitchell right down the outside, but it's still Warminster in front here for Kieran O'Neill. Down the outside, Razam with Inspired Know-How, but Warminster finding plenty in front here, and it's Warminster from Razam. They go close home. Warminster drifting out but held on from Razam in second. Third, Inspired Know-How, and fourth running on was Restrict. We'll know more next time. And then behind those came Ghost Lights, who also ran on.
Well done, winning trainer John Ryan joins me now. I know I can overhear you that this is a bit of a birthday winner, so that's nice.
It is. So Mr. Smith Burnell, it's his birthday today. 65 today. He won't mind me saying now. Get away with that now. Obviously, you know, Graham's owner of Newsells Park Studs, so this is a nice one for them. Yeah, we're very pleased. This little horse we thought a lot of him beginning of the season, and unfortunately he ran at Newmarket, finished 4th, but unfortunately came away with a hairline fracture. So we had to give him the rest of the season really to get better. He came back and had a nice run at Southall. And Luke got off him and did think that the horse was going the right way. Unfortunately, couldn't ride him today, but and Holly's missed another winner, unfortunately. But Kieran did a wonderful job there. We sort of talked through the race beforehand and suggested that the fancied horses were probably drawn out a little bit wide, and if we could nick a couple of lengths to start with, we had a little bit more racing experience than it probably looked like on paper. We knew he was sort of nearly 100%. I would say probably 85%, but we knew he was pretty fit.
Yeah, I know that this was coming back in trip as well, so that looks like it helped him maybe by our dad. Do you think sprinting trips is his game?
Listen, I've had our dads, and they don't always say what it says on the tin. But we thought he's probably 7 furlongs was going to be the right trip for this horse. But he jumped well today and showed a little bit of early pace to get himself into the race. I think the long straight helps him because it means he can keep galloping and galloping. I did think furlong out, I thought the favourites were coming on the outside. I thought we might just collar us, but he found another leg. So yeah, very, very pleased.
And they're obviously great supporters of you, the owners, and I think it's the same colours as the XO. And I saw was also winners.
The XO's another one of theirs who won nicely the other day, and obviously Manakan, who would be the Sable Star. Yeah. So yeah, it's nice to have these colours keep winning anyway.
And how is Manakan? What are the plans?
Manakan is still out on a break. He'll come back into training middle of February, and we'll plan a campaign really. Ascot's going to be the first big aim for him really, and then we'll see where it takes from there. He's probably not necessarily ground dependent, but I think he's a better horse on fast ground, which makes him a summer horse really. And the XO, he's got a couple of entries at the weekend, one at Lingfield, which is a good prize money at Lingfield on Saturday. Yeah. But he's also in a championship race on the Monday, at back here at Kempton, which has cut up to quite a small race, which again just might be a qualifier to might just sort of turn our heads that way. But we'll see. Let's get today over and done with first.
Well, you're hitting the ground running for 2023, so it's great to see, and let's hope they continue to run well for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, well
Thanks.
done.
Bye.
Thank you.
And they're off. A little bit slow to jump away was Insolente there and is immediately chased along. Also Barina not that quickly into stride for the bet at racingtv.com handicap stake. Showing bright early speed, the Lingfield winner Regal Glory, and also the well-backed Fully Deployed is up there too. But now it's Coral Reef who's come across to take over in the hands of Taylor Fisher. Coral Reef going on now by a length or so. Fully Deployed is up there in the purple and pink, racing in a share of second place with Regal Glory on the inside, the blue and yellow colours. Then the mauve sleeves of She's a Mirage on the inside of Insolente has now improved the red cap. One that's been chased along then is Chuck Taylor to the inside to hold the position. Spice Rack is wider out, pink and yellow. Then the hoops of Finn Star back on the inside, Drumbray Boy, the yellow and light grey. And at the back, Reevesy just chased along by Safi Osborne. Red and yellow colours not really travelling as they turn inside the final 3 furlongs. On the far side, it's Coral Reef who leads. A little bit wider out, Insolente. Fully Deployed now, called upon by Jack Mitchell for the effort. Regal Glory is still in there pitching. Looking for room is She's a Mirage behind runners as they head down inside the final 2 furlongs now. Still there, Coral Reef in front. Tackled hard down the outside in the yellow and blue by Regal Glory. Towards the far side now, Chuck Taylor starts to pick up well in the cheek pieces. Blue cap, Chuck Taylor it is, who's got through over on the far side to lead now to Coral Reef. And it's Chuck Taylor driven out here by Jack Garrity. He's going to go home and win. It is Chuck Taylor who wins it to Coral Reef in second, just ahead on the outside. That was Regal Glory, and then came Greavesy, who stayed on to get fourth, Never NYRA. And they're off. Jumped away for this. Try our new price boosts at Unibet handicap stakes. Game Nation was the last one to leave the stalls. Ostilio's up there early on towards the inside. The veteran in the maroon and light blue. Stop and Search in red is right there too. Sandy Paradise, the favourite now, just takes the trail in third. Yellow and green colours racing ahead of Simply Gorgeous in brown and yellow on the inside of Chazz of Elzam, who's in the white and light green colours. Black and green of Cool Vixen is next in the field, racing ahead of Good Humour now in purple colours up on the outside of Seattle King in the black, and towards the back we have Game Nation, who is the back marker in blue and white under Safi Osborne. The leader is Ostilio, who's attracted some market support. One-time very useful performer. He's out in front by a couple of lengths, Ostilio, under Rob Hornby. To Stop and Search in second. Sandy Paradise just tracks the pace in third. Yellow and green for George Rook. To the outside is Chazz of Elzam as they race around the home turn past halfway. Further back to find Cool Vixen on the outside of Simply Gorgeous, and then comes Good Humour, and they're followed by Seattle King, and Game Nation will have to pass them all. Turning for home then inside the three, and up front still Ostilio has the lead. Stop and Search now shaken up in the red on the outside. Sandy Paradise moving well at this stage. Might look for the cutaway. Yellow and green colours. And then Chazz of Elzam, who's 4 deep ahead of 5 wide. Cool Vixen down the straight. Ostilio, Stop and Search. Now Sandy Paradise. The buttons are pressed over on the far rails. And he's picking up well for George Rook. And it's now Sandy Paradise right against the rails, who's gone on to Stop and Search in second place, who is running on, but Sandy Paradise had a kick at the furlong pole. It goes away. Sandy Paradise, the favourite, wins for George Rook and Richard Hughes. Stop and Search chased him hard in second. Ostilio third, close for fourth, involving Simply Gorgeous and Cool Vixen.
George Rook joins me now after Sandy Paradise wins on just second start for the team. It looked quite awkward last time. It was very straightforward today.
Yeah, no, he was. The plan was to go up the rail because he hung right last time, and once we counteracted the hanging, he was always going to win. So, no, good.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. It was. We thought a good bit of placing. It was a slightly less competitive race than last time, but also it's just sort of managing the way that you're riding him as well was crucial.
Yeah, no, definitely. There wasn't much pace on paper, but we got a nice even gallop and it suited him really well.
I know that the team have been hitting the crossbar a little bit for the start of the new year, so I think that the boss will be happy. I think he had quite a big birthday the other day as well, so looking for this first winner of 2023.
Yeah, no, he's away on holiday at the moment, but no, hopefully he enjoys that one and plenty more to come this year. So
yeah, well, he had a great year last year, so hopefully even better 2023. Well done, George.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
And they're off. Bass Straight just have to be ridden along to gather stride as they race away for this Unibet Extra Place offers every day classified stakes over 1.5 miles. And Bass Straight is ridden quite vigorously by Rose Dawes to come forward on the outside to get a view of the front, with Donald Llewellyn in the light blue and brown. And then Birdie Putt on the inside in the white sleeves and cap. The Orange of Moon Over the Sea racing in 4th place. The red hot favourite is Bond Spirit in the bright pink and green on the inside. Orange and purple next door is Bella Colorosa. Outside of those is Our Noble Lord in the white and black colours. Back on the inside, Book of Verse in the cheek pieces, the light blue and red, and the back marker is the Grey Mare Party Planner in the pink as they turn for a full circuit of the polytrack here. Turning right-handed now. Bass Straight is now racing on here. Very reluctant to load this afternoon, but she leads by a few lengths to Donald Llewellyn racing in 2nd place. In 3rd is Birdie Putt under Connor Mercer. In 4th place in the orange colours, that's Moon Over the Sea, racing ahead of Bond Spirit, the recent Southall winner. So that one's outside then is Our Noble Lord, who's now just advancing ahead of Bella Colorosa, who's in the diamonds of purple and orange. And the back duo, David Probert, has Book of Verse towards the back of the field, but settled quite nicely. And up on the outside is the Grey Party Planner. They race down the back straight then and head inside the final 6.5 furlongs. And up front, the leader just stretching on now. That's Bass Straight under Rose Dawes. who won over further here last time, and she leads the filly by 3 lengths to, in second place, Donald Llewellyn, who's racing in the light blue. Out wider, Our Noble Lord under Ross Coakley in the white and black, getting a bit closer. Birdie Putts on the inside, check colours. Then the orange of Moon Over the Sea under Ross Orion. Racing ahead of Bond Spirit, who's back on the inside in no hurry. And then Bella Colarossa is next as they now begin to turn over at the far end, swinging right-handed back towards the home straight. The back duo are still Booker Verse weighted with, alongside the grey Party Planner. So round the turn, Bass Straits had the lead reduced now, only a length and a half, maybe a length, to Donald Llewellyn in second place, and then Birdie Putt on the inside of Our Noble Lord. Moon Over the Sea is moving quite well just off the pace. Likewise, Bond Spirit going well, but might need an out as they head into the straight with 2.5 furlongs to go. Bass Straight trying to wind it up in front. To the outside is Donald Llewellyn. Wider out of those, the orange colours of Moon Over the Sea. And then comes Birdie Putt. Favourites now moving well towards the inside. Bond Spirit is looking for a rail run as they head down inside the final furlong and a half. But work to do, Bond Spirit here, and the leader has kicked away. Donald Llewellyn by a couple of lengths. Now Moon Over the Sea starts to pick up and give chase, but Donald Llewellyn's away and gone here. It's Donald Llewellyn off the layoff. Good training performance this by Gary Moore, wins under Tom Quealy. It is Donald Llewellyn who wins well to Moon Over the Sea. Third place just Bond Spirit ahead of the disappointing Bass Strait, and they're ahead of the others.
Okay, well, Donald Llewellyn defies 700 days off the track. That's what brilliant training performance from a horse that's clearly had his issues, Tom.
Yeah, he's had issues, but he was in very good heart today, and we were anxious to get him quite handy and get a nice even gallop. And yeah, there was nothing near him at the end, but it was a weak race. There was a few non-runners, so it cut up a little bit. So.
Yeah, but still with the weak race, the way that he did it, length and away, the team must be delighted. I was saying even to get a horse back on track after problems is one thing, but to win like that.
Yeah, for Gary to hang on this long with a horse, you know, he obviously believes in him, so yeah, hopefully he can win again.
Well, we were wondering if you can remember when you rode him the last time.
I can't actually. I had a look at the form last night and had a look at it, but it's been that long ago. There's been a bit of water under the bridge since then, so
yeah.
Thankfully he won though.
And nice for the owners and breeder Chris Stedman, who I know is a big supporter of the yard.
He's very patient, so it's nice that their patience is rewarded.
Okay, well done, Tom. Let you get warm.
Are open to international and locally trained horses.
And they're off for the Unibet 3 Uniboost Today Handicap Stakes. The 3-year-olds jump away, racing over 1.5 miles. And Time Wave under Franny Norton is the first to show, in the blue colours, leading up to Autolycus on the inside in the black with the light blue armlets. Racing wider in the grey colours is Logistical under David Probert, and then in the yellow and blue, Cross Stitch and Lewis Edmonds, horse with the cheek pieces, the big outsider. And the back mark a little bit keen as well, Dancing Gypsy in the grey and black under Ross Orion, going up in distance today as they turn now past the stands and race out for a complete circuit. The leader is Time Wave on the inside. Logistical wants to be quite prominent though on the outer, is racing close up in second. Autolycus under Rob Hornby is third. Cross Stitch in the cheek pieces in fourth place. And the back marker of the quintet remains Dancing Gypsy as they make the run then, passing the mile start over on the far side. Time Wave in front. Leading up here, this Son of Sea the Stars in the hands of Franny Norton by 3 parts of a length to Logistical up on the outside in second. Racing in third is Autolycus in the black, and then comes Cross Stitch, and the back marker remains Dancing Gypsy. Got a little bit warm beforehand as they continue their run down the far side, entering now the final 3/4 of a mile. Still Time Wave in front by a half length to Logistical up on the outside in second. Autolycus is racing in third in the black with the pale blue armlets, and then comes Cross Stitch in the yellow and blue. The horse with the white face is racing ahead. A Dancing Gypsy under Ross Orion, the back marker. About to turn now over at the far end of the course, swinging right-handed towards the side. And then head inside the final 4.5 furlongs. It's still Time Wave in front. Now just asked to stretch is Logistical in second. Autolycus in third. Now the pace begins to increase. Then comes Cross Stitch. And the back marker is still Dancing Gypsy, but all 5 have a chance as they come around the home turn. Just over 3 to go. Time Wave just widening it up in front here. Franny Norton still leading. Logistical now driven in second to get on terms. Autolycus also asked for his effort. Then comes Cross Stitch, and the back marker just angling out is Dancing Gypsy in line for home. Can anything get past Time Wave? At the moment he's stretching on nicely and leads by a couple of lengths here. And Time Wave, he's got plenty left in the locker. He's out in front by 3 or 4 lengths. If anything, going further ahead. Logistical in second place. The outside Dancing Gypsy, but it's all Time Wave here. A long way in front, entering the final 150 yards, and Franny Norton's trip down here was well worthwhile because Time Wave will get off the mark for Charlie Johnston and Kingsley Park. It's Time Wave and all the way success, ease near the line to beat Dancing Gypsy in second, third Logistical, and they were clear of Cross Stitch and Autolycus.
Franny Norton has come to chat to me after winning aboard Time Wave. You controlled that race, but he clearly stays really well and he's improved from 2 to 3.
Yeah, you can see he was always going to be a better 3-year-old than a 2-year-old. You know, he's bred to get this trip, dam side as well as the other side. So, yeah, the only, you know, you can still see he's still a little bit immature. He was going around in front with his ears pricked, looking at things. I actually gave him a slap down the back to try and get him up and get him racing into my hands a little bit because he's a little bit behind the bridle. But that'll all come as soon as he gets a bit more streetwise. And then I try to build him up a long way down because I didn't really want him jumping on top of me. And I was just trying to get him on his muscle so that I could really sort of let him stretch up the straight. And to be fair, from 3 down, when I was asking him, he started to get the message, and then he picked up, gave him a couple of flicks, and he just went off to his right a little bit. But again, that's just maturity, so it's nice because we've still got a bit to work with.
Yeah. Well, as you say, that sounds like an educational ride. Then you're really teaching him how to race, and he'll just benefit from this. And he's on a nice mark. And I wonder what the handicap will do to him. But he's clearly going to learn a lot from this experience.
Yeah, and. Talking of experience, I've got plenty of it myself, so yeah, listen, sometimes you just have to help them round, and he certainly needed helping round, but I should imagine next time he won't need much help. Again, what the handicapper does, he can't really do a lot to him because, you know, he's still relatively he's learning his job, isn't he? So, yeah, he'll be okay.
Yeah, it's a team, now Charlie Johnston team, that are quite long in this department. They've got some lovely middle distance horses, don't they?
Well, they've been renowned for it over the years, haven't they? You know, and they've been very good with them, but they're not one-trick ponies, let me tell you. They're not just middle distance horse trained, you know. 2-year-olds, 5, right up to middle distance, right beyond that with Stradivarius and all the other good horses that he had. And, yeah, they're not just one-trick ponies, they can train any distance.
Yeah, well, it's an exciting time with Charlie Johnston on the board as the leader, and you being part of that team as well, so well done today.
Lovely, thank you.
Thanks, Franny.
Cheers.
And they're off. Oh dear, a stumble coming out the stalls from Bungle Bay. Bungle Bay pitched coming out the gates. It was a good sit by Imogen Mathias to keep the partnership intact. for this Unibet horse race betting operator of the year amateur jockeys handicap stakes. One that broke well as the favourite, Monsieur Fantasy, or one of the favourites on the inside, the dark blue and white colours, and is really tearing off here in the hands of Brodie Hampson. Monsieur Fantasy going keenly, but leading to, in second place, Beau Jardine, blue and yellow in second place. On the inside in third, Bungle Bay has done well to recover. Racing in fourth then is Jungle Run, and they're quite well strung out, followed by Sense of Security, maroon and yellow colours, and then comes Forever Dreaming. Further back is Voltaic up on the outside at Port Noir. As they swing into the straight, it's still Monsieur Fantasy in front. Out at the back is Triggered at this stage, also towards the rear, Silver Dollar, the grey and Dodgy Bob. But they're heading inside the two. It's still Monsieur Fantasy in front by a couple of lengths, being chased by Sense of Security, the yellow cap. On the outside is Bungle Bay, still a furlong to go. Monsieur Fantasy, can he see it out for Brodie Hampson? Sense of Security's making ground though now for Simon Walker. Triggered is running on from the back of the field too. Monsieur Fantasy is tying up, and it's now Sense of Security and Simon Walker from Triggered in second. Sense of Security wins to Triggered. Third place, Forever Dreaming. Fourth, Voltaic. Fifth, Monsieur Fantasy. Didn't get home after being keen. It's one for Simon Walker as Sense of Security breaks the maiden.
Racing is hard.
Hard.